Your dog's food bowl hits the ground. You haven't even finished pouring the kibble, and somehow, 30 seconds later, it's gone, completely empty, like you're feeding a vacuum cleaner with separation anxiety. Most people assume it's simple. The dog is just hungry. Maybe greedy. Maybe they were raised in a chaotic shelter where food was scarce, so now they eat like every meal might be their last. That explanation feels right, but it's incomplete. Because what's actually happening in that 30-second sprint isn't about hunger at all. It's about panic. And once you understand the neuroscience behind it, the ancestral programming, the stress response, the way their brain hijacks their ability to regulate, you realize that fast eating isn't a behavioral problem. It's a distress signal. Let's start with the shelter theory, because it's the most common explanation people reach for. A dog who was neglected, who competed with littermates, who experienced real scarcity, yes, that dog may learn to eat fast. There's truth in that. But here's where it breaks. If fast eating were purely learned, it should fade over time. A dog living in a stable, predictable home should gradually relax. The panic should disappear. But often it doesn't. Dogs that have lived in loving homes for years, dogs that have never gone hungry, dogs fed at the same time every day, still inhale their meals in seconds. That tells us something important. This isn't memory. This is happening right now, inside the nervous system. To understand why, we need to look deeper at the predatory sequence. In the wild, dogs are wired to stalk, chase, capture, and consume. That sequence is hardwired, not learned. And once it starts, thinking shuts off. The brain switches into execution mode. The dog isn't deciding, they're acting. And this is the part most owners miss. Your dog's food bowl triggers that same system. The moment it appears, the brain flips into consume now, think later. Because your dog's ancestors lived with constant uncertainty around food, and only the fastest eaters survived. So your dog inherited a nervous system built for speed. And that system doesn't care that food is guaranteed now, it only cares about securing the resource. But there's another layer, and this is where everything shifts. It's not just instinct. It's stress. Studies show that dogs who eat the fastest have the highest cortisol levels during feeding. Not hunger, stress. Even dogs that aren't deprived still show panic-level responses while eating. Which means fast eating isn't just behavior, it's part of a stress response. And it gets even more interesting when you realize your dog isn't just reacting to food, they're reacting to you. Dogs read your body like a signal system. If you're tense, hovering, watching closely, your dog picks it up instantly. Their brain interprets that as lack of safety. In fact, dogs eat significantly faster when owners stand over them or watch intently. Why? Because their brain reads that behavior as competition. Even if you would never take their food, your body language says this resource matters, and the dog responds by trying to secure it faster. So now you have three forces happening at once: ancient survival wiring, a stress response, and perceived competition. And together, they create panic eating. But this isn't harmless. Dogs that eat too fast don't chew properly. They swallow large chunks, leading to digestive issues, bloating, and discomfort. In severe cases, it increases the risk of bloat, a life-threatening condition. But the deeper issue is neurological. Every fast meal reinforces stress. Cortisol rises, and over time your dog becomes more reactive, more anxious, less stable, even outside mealtime. So how do you fix it? Most people try slowing the dog down physically, hand feeding, puzzle feeders, spreading food out. And yes, it works on the surface. But here's the problem: you're slowing the behavior, not calming the brain. The stress is still there. It's just stretched out. The real solution is changing the nervous system during feeding. Research shows that a calm feeding protocol, consistent timing, low stimulation, no hovering, creates real, long-term change. Dogs fed this way show reduced cortisol and better behavior beyond mealtime. The principles are simple. First, your state matters. Your dog mirrors your nervous system. Second, create consistency. Same time, same place, every day. Predictability creates safety. Third, remove pressure. No hovering, no watching, just put the bowl down and step away. Fourth, eliminate competition signals, especially in multi-dog homes. And fifth, adjust how food is presented. Not harder, just slower. Slow feeders or scatter feeding mimic natural foraging, which the brain interprets as safe instead of urgent. Studies show scatter feeding can reduce eating speed by over 60%, while also lowering stress. Because the goal isn't slow eating. The goal is a calm nervous system. And this is the shift most people miss. Fast eating isn't a food problem, it's a nervous system problem. A dog that eats in panic is living in a constant low-level emergency, and that state doesn't stop when the bowl is empty. It carries into everything else: reactivity, guarding, anxiety. Over time, it can even lead to long-term health issues linked to chronic stress. So the next time your dog finishes their food in seconds, don't assume greed or bad behavior. They're not being difficult, they're responding to a system designed for survival. Their brain is saying, act now, secure it, survive. And the solution isn't forcing them to slow down. It's teaching their nervous system that it's safe, that food is predictable, that there's no competition, that they can take their time. And when that changes, everything changes. Eating slows, behavior stabilizes, stress drops, health improves. You're not fixing speed, you're fixing panic. So instead of asking why your dog eats so fast, ask a better question: why does their brain feel unsafe? Because once you answer that, you solve everything.